Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Zena Suisa, President of Residence Executive and Team Coaching. And today I'm very excited because we're going to have our second episode of Bite-Sized Learning. And our topic today is going to be Reignite Your Ambition. As we know, ambition is a very highly valued characteristic. Is it genetic? Is it taught? Is it a learned behavior? Well, as far as genetic, yes, it's partly genetic, but it's more than half of it is a trait that is determined by life's experiences. Is it taught? Yes, when some people are not motivated, when they're not ambitious, and motivation is a precursor or driver of ambition, we encourage them. We provide them with learning strategies. We help them with their habits, if that's the problem. And is it a learned behavior? Well, with regards to children, children emulate parents. They watch them. If they're ambitious professionals or whichever career they're in, they watch them and they want to recreate that kind of behavior. So it is a learned behavior as well. In the workplace, the same things. Employees want to emulate so that they can rise up the ladder as well. I'm going to bring up some slides. And just like last time, we will watch some of the slides and see if we can, if you want to look back on them, that's fine. Ambition, a small definition for ambition. It's the ardent desire for rank, fame, or power. At the age of 6, I wanted to be a cook. At 7, I wanted to be Napoleon. And my ambition has been growing steadily ever since. Salvador Dali, bringing it over to Napoleon, which is just mentioned, great ambition is the passion of a great character. However, ego, too much ego, could be the enemy. Do you have this fire in your gut? Are you ambitious? Are you driven? Do you have that energy, that desire? Are you motivated? And motivated, remember, has two qualities: intrinsic motivation, which I'm motivated from the inside out. I have the desire to achieve. The extrinsic motivation will from the outside in. I am motivated because of the reward and what comes at the end. Are you willing to take risks? Are you willing to invest time in stretch goals? Instead of maintaining the status quo, as often people do, stretch yourselves. Get outside the box. Think of different ways to do things. Come up with different options. As I said, think outside the box. Eliminate negative thoughts and reframe your thoughts. You are able to do that. When you're thinking negatively, think more positively. We can't always be positive, but think, instead of being so pessimistic, I can't do it. Yes, I can, and I will do it. I'll create some steps to do it. Be aware of groupthink. Groupthink is if everyone is thinking in the same way, then nobody is thinking. It's the desire for harmony, and that's what causes groupthink, which overrides rational decision-making. The results, we have this illusion of unanimity. We really believe, it's an illusion, but we believe that everybody's thinking in the same way when we're really not. Self-censorship is part of groupthink too. Self-censorship is when we override those thoughts we have in our head. Even if we don't believe and we're not going along with everyone else, we self-censor. We believe that it's fine. We do agree with these people, even if inside our heads we are not agreeing. The problem with being overly zealous, overly ambitious, we put ourselves above others. We take competition to a new height. And part of that, and it's an extreme, but it is narcissistic personality disorder, because we believe that we are better, more ambitious, more inclined to do things. We really believe that. That could be a detriment. Can ambition be taught? I said it before. We look for motivators. An example is Alphabet's Google, where they invented email. But they did create a culture of fair wages. So fairness was one factor. They encouraged stretch thinking. They empowered people to believe that they can. And they encourage risk taking, even at the expense of mistakes and failure. That's where we learn. There is a model that has 3 individual needs that drive ambition. And I have my own thoughts about this model, and let me go through it. The need for competence, making the right decisions, will lead to confidence and capability. But if you're on overdrive with regards to competence, it will lead to superiority and competitiveness, which could be problematic. The need for achievement, where we value hard work, top performance, power, but not power in a bad way. Having taken control is not a terrible thing. But if you're on overdrive with regards to achievement, it leads to personal distress, disharmony, stress, and negative effects on your colleagues, your teams, the organization. The need for rewards is a desire for recognition. However, if you're on overdrive with regards to rewards, you lose sight of what you're doing, the context, and it undermines your ability to feel motivated, to be collaborative. These are 3 drivers that you really have to be self-aware of. So therefore, what my thoughts are when regards to achievement, achievement could be detrimental because achievement could be self-driven or driven because we want to achieve as a team. So achievement could be for oneself, or we're doing this together. Rewards also could be problematic. Are we doing it for the reward, for the gain, instead of doing it because we're working in this in tandem? We all want to work together. So it's fine to be recognized, to be acknowledged, but not overly acknowledged for you alone. I'm going to give you 8 tips to become more ambitious. The first one, I'm sure most people have seen, SMART goals. So setting SMART goals, SMART, specific, what do you want to do? Measurable, how will you know when you've reached it? A is achievable. Is it in your power to accomplish it? So A is achievable and accomplishing. Realistic or relevant. I've seen it as relevant as well. Can you realistically achieve it? And timely or time-bound or time frame. When exactly will you have achieved this? So an example could be a salesperson wants to have more clients. So specifically, he wants more clients. When you measure that, you have to put a number. He wants to have 4 more clients. Can he achieve it? Is it possible for him to achieve it? He feels he can. In this time, in his line of working or her line of working, it is possible to achieve more clients, to attain more clients. Is it relevant or realistic? Well, it may not be, because maybe he or she is not dealing very well with the existing clients that they have right now. So perhaps it's not the right time to get more clients. Is it timely? Can they do it within perhaps 1 month? Is that attainable? Is it a time, because we have a time bound here, a time frame. Can they have 4 more clients within 1 month? And the answer most likely probably would be yes, because they did come up with a specific, a measurable, achievable, realistic or relevant, and they feel they could do this. Taking risks outside your comfort zone. Don't stay within your comfort zone. Make that stretch. Get out of your comfort zone. Life's too short. You want to take more risks. Don't be afraid, because that emotion of fear and doubt will paralyze you. Blaming the system. I see a lot of that. Blaming the system equals a default position. Focus on execution. We're so focused on talking and just planning and not doing anything. But in the end, how are we going to achieve? How ambitious are we if we're only focusing on talking about the situation? What about accomplishment? Don't wait for a perfect moment. Take the moment and make it perfect. I'll say it again. Don't wait for the perfect moment. take the moment and make it perfect. So in other words, it's up to you. The onus is on you to take that moment and make it perfect for yourself, working at it. Invest your time. Time is your most important commodity, and it provides your best ROI, or return on your investment. So therefore, take that time that you need, but don't do it, like I said before, just spending time and just talking about it and not acting on it. Ambition and action are connected. It helps you bounce back from failure. So you're ambitious and you act on it. And yes, you may fail, but because you are ambitious, you will likely bounce back because your ambition is still there. The action perhaps has failed, but you're still ambitious. Surround yourself with ambitious people, this power of proximity. Network with clusters of successful people. Surrounding yourself with ambitious people happens quite often. We want to be with people who are like-minded. So therefore, we're not going to be with people who are not ambitious. We want to be with people who feel successful, who want to be successful. I often saw students that work together who were very similar in their aptitudes and their desire to learn. I saw the same thing in the workplace, where people want to work in teams that are ambitious and, again, like-minded and working in tandem with each other. And again, these are the 8 tips to become more ambitious. I saw this picture of the Great Wall of China, and I couldn't help but think about ambition and being ambitious. How did they build these steps to get up to the Great Wall of China? Well, it was a human chain. But just like in teams, because they had to work in teams, it's a human chain, and they had these rudimentary wheelbarrows, etc., etc. What support do we have in place that we can get to build these steps? Who and what will support us in our next step? Do we have people who are perhaps, like at that point, foremen, or people who will oversee it and provide us whatever we need? Who will support us? What are our resources? What will it take to move forward? And that's exactly the direction they were going. How do you feel about getting into accountability partners into place? And I believe that's very important. I have an accountability partner. If I do so much, therefore I'm accountable to this other person, and they are accountable to me. I think it keeps us quite focused. And finally, if people are doubting how far you can go so far that you can't hear them anymore. I think that's a really good quote. Bianca Andreescu won the World Cup over Serena Williams. She's only 19 years old. I couldn't help but put her picture there because honestly, at 19 years old, where are most young people? And this woman who's ambitious and aggressive, she doesn't want fame, but she wants to win. That was her desire. I read quite a bit about her. She wants to win. She has that desire. She practices. She works really hard. She's very ambitious. She works hard and she dreams big. I hope you've learned about how to reignite your ambition. I know there's so much more to learn. This is bite-sized learning. I'd love to have some comments and some feedback, and thank you very much.